Hello and welcome to the Atlas Tree, where I discuss fascinating subjects from vast amounts of topics. Today, we are creating the most overpowered human build by stealing abilities from animals. Disclaimer, this is my video, and it is what I think the most optimum human body could be if we stole abilities from animals. If you disagree on some points, or if there are any abilities I missed, feel free to let me know in the comments. All these abilities that I will steal from animals will mean that we inherit the ability without having to change our appearance or body makeup. For example, some abilities later discussed use special and different organs unique to that animal. However, if we steal the ability, we don't have to add an organ to our body. We are just able to use that ability. We will also be able to handle the abilities that we steal. For example, the best jumping ability goes to fleas, which can jump 150 times their own body height, which would be like humans, jumping 250 meters high. Naturally, humans would not be able to handle the load of landing from 250 meters in the air, but by stealing the attribute, humans would be able to handle the load. While we are on the leg region, the best foot grip would be from geckos, giving us the ability to walk on walls. Geckos have tiny microscopic hairs on their feet called setae. Each setae has hundreds of even smaller hairs called spatulae that branch off from them. When these spatulae come into contact with the surface, they create an electrostatic attraction. This strong but reversible attraction is what allows the gecko to climb up walls and stick to ceilings. I would not change anything about the look and size of our feet, because the most advantageous feet for humans would be our own. Properly trained and formed naturally, our human feet can give us great stability and grip. Paired with a gecko-like grip and the jumping ability of a flea, our legs would be optimized for performance. But we are missing one last thing: the speed of a cheetah. Definitely the fastest land mammal, but it can also contend with the crown for the most agile of animals. Cheetahs are so fast because of their lightweight frame, powerful leg muscles, and non-retractable claws. Additionally, cheetahs have a unique cellular anatomy, which gives them great cardiovascular efficiency, allowing them to maximize oxygen flow to their muscles and propel them faster. Sticking with extremities, the arms are next. Firstly, I want to apply the grip ability of geckos to our palms. This allows humans to crawl on walls with both the soles of our feet and the palms of our hands. Our arms are still not maxed out yet. Compared to our less intelligent brothers and sisters, humans have the weakest and shortest arms by far. Although we evolved to have shorter arms and longer legs, giving us an advantageous evolutionary skill when we were living in the grasslands, it doesn't serve the purpose it once did. The majority of human movement is focused on sports, and most sports benefit from having a longer wingspan. Although it can be debated that longer arms might hinder performance in some throwing sports like baseball, the potential of having longer arms outweighs the few negatives. With that being said, the greatest arms have to belong to gibbons. Gibbons' arms are the longest relative to body size in all primates. If a 6-foot human had the same arm length as gibbons, we would have an 11-foot 3-inch wingspan. Is this too much? Maybe, but by stealing the gibbon's arms ability, it also gives us unique wrists. Gibbon's wrists function more like a ball and socket joint, allowing biaxial movement and alleviating stress on the elbow and shoulder joint. Stealing the gibbon's arms ability also gives us the grip strength and swinging mobility that gibbons have. Paired with the sticky grip ability of geckos, the mobility of our human is truly in a tier of its own. We have maxed out our body parts. Let's move on to the senses. Humans have pretty mediocre eyesight, hearing, smell, and taste, but I'm not sure I would change much about our sense of taste. Catfishes have taste buds all over their body and on their whiskers especially. They have the highest count of taste buds with 100,000. They use them to differentiate what is edible and detect where it is. Although this would not benefit us greatly, it is still the greatest sense of taste in the world. So for that reason, I am stealing the ability. In contrast, us humans only have 2,000 to 4,000 taste buds. Humans have some of the better eyesight out of animals, and it is stated that primates have the best eyesight from mammals. In comparison to the best, we lack several features. Owls would take the cake for the best night vision, but they have rod-shaped eyes that do not allow for movement, meaning we would only be able to turn our heads to look around. Not ideal. If we are talking about the best eyes for seeing color, the mantis shrimp would be the pick. Humans have only 3 photoreceptor types: blue, green, and red, while mantis shrimp have the greatest in the animal kingdom with 12 to 16. They can see polarized light and UV light along with colors we do not even know exist. In terms of the best land animal eyesight, eagles are number 1, with being able to see 8 times farther than humans, as well as being able to see UV light and a wider range of colors. They also have 2 foveas. Foveas are a small depression in your eye that allows for the clearest and most focused field of vision. Having 2 foveas allows eagles to zoom into a mouse that is 2 to 3 miles away. The greatest eyes would have to be a combination of both the mantis shrimp and the eagle eye, but I don't think it's fair to combine attributes, so I'd rather have the eagle eyes. Seeing more color is cool, but with the zoom-in features, long-distance eyesight, and extended color range, it wins. Smell is next, but it's a conflicting situation. Do we want to increase our sense of smell? Because increasing our sense of smell means increasing our sensitivity to smell. This means we can smell more of anything, including all the bad stuff. If someone farts or the sewer is stinky, a nose with a keen sense of smell can smell these horrible things with greater intensity, reach, and time. As cool as it would be to track something down kilometers away just based on smell, the negatives outweigh the potential positives. I will pass on upgrading our sense of smell. Hearing is an interesting choice. When you think of some of the best hearing, you may think of bats. With the second best ears in the animal kingdom, bats use echolocation to hunt. They emit extremely high-pitched sounds that strike objects and the environment around them. When the sound hits something, the sound is cast back to the bat, enabling them to determine the area. These high-pitched sounds are called ultrasounds. With this awesome ability, they are second to moths in hearing. Bats are able to detect sounds between 1 to 200 kHz. Moths are able to hear between 1 to 300 kHz. These ultra-sensitive ears have the greatest hearing in the animal kingdom, but lack something way more awesome: echolocation. With echolocation, bats have won me over with the best hearing in the animal kingdom. They are my pick because it isn't how good you are at the ability, it is also how you are able to use that ability. The last human sense is feeling. Can we actually feel better? Would it be an advantage or disadvantage to be more or less sensitive to things? Personally, I think there would be no point to be more or less sensitive to feeling things. This leads us to the last category, special abilities. Some abilities used in this video can be classified as special abilities, such as Gecko grip and echolocation. These abilities were related to extremities or our senses. Let's take a look at the remainder of the most unique abilities of animals that would be optimal for humans. Let's tackle which animal has the best camouflage. What I am judging on camouflage is the color camouflage abilities, not other attributes that help camouflage an animal. This is extremely tricky because there are 3 contenders with no obvious winner. Chameleons, octopuses, and cuttlefish all have a unique ability to change the color and texture of their skin. Out of these 3, octopuses and cuttlefish use the same method to color camouflage. They use chromatophores, which are organs that contain pigment sacs. Octopuses have approximately 200 to 250 chromatophores, while cuttlefish have 200 to 475. This makes the cuttlefish the winner. In terms of overall camouflage, the cuttlefish and octopus are pretty dead even, due to the octopus's shape-shifting abilities. Chameleons also contain chromatophores that they can manipulate to get their desired color. Chameleons have 200 to 350 chromatophores, making them second to cuttlefish. The cuttlefish is able to change color faster than a chameleon, changing color within 200 milliseconds, which is as fast as a human eye blink. Cuttlefish are also able to change the texture of their skin by raising or lowering bumps. They can manipulate the iridescence of their skin too. For color camouflage, the cuttlefish has the greatest ability. The remainder of abilities are not all the special abilities, but the best special abilities I have found. The greatest abilities are from eels, salmon, moose, elk, camels, axolots, and elephants. First up, electric eels. They can detect animals with their electric pulse and can explosively discharge electricity up to 600 volts. Electric eels have an electric organ. This organ is made up of several thousand electrolytic cells known as electrolytes that are connected in series along the length of the eel's body. The electricity organ stores small electric charges during normal respiration and then releases them during an explosive discharge. With 600 volt discharges, it has 100 more volts needed to have a lethal effect on humans. This attribute would be truly useful for self-defense and generating electricity when needed, making it a special ability that we must have. The salmon's ability to detect differences in pressure and navigate underwater is regarded as the greatest navigation ability in the aquatic world and surpasses all man-made navigation systems. However, it seems a bit redundant for humans, although it may be useful in certain instances. Personally, I will add it to the attribute list, although it is only useful if you are underwater for an extended amount of time. Mooses have the ability to regulate their body temperature. This is done by widening the peripheral blood vessels. When the vessels widen, more of the animal's blood can be brought closer to its skin to be cooled off, which in turn regulates its core temperature. This would be an amazing ability to have as a human. We know that humans are able to control their body temperature to some extent, but if it could be more effectively managed, more energy could be conserved over time. This could help us conserve energy in situations where our bodies feel threatened or under stress and we need to save energy to cope. For these reasons, I'm adding the ability to the list. Moving on to elk. They are able to produce their own vitamin C through glucose. This allows elk to synthesize their own nutrients without consuming additional sources of vitamin C. This unique ability would be greatly beneficial for humans due to our higher requirements for vitamin C. Vitamin C is essential for healthy functioning as it helps with collagen production and supports immune function. If humans had the ability to produce their own vitamin C, it could help improve overall health and reduce the need for other external sources of the vitamin. So yeah, it's being added to the list. Humans though, we used to be able to produce vitamin C, but somewhere during evolution we lost it and is now a dormant gene. Camels have the ability to go days without water and weeks without food. This would be an immense ability to have and is one that I'm definitely stealing. Of course, if this video was realistic, we would have to inherit humps on our backs and all other bodily adaptations that come with many of these attributes. But making a video on what abilities could actually fit with humans is an entirely different video. Going days without food or water is extremely useful in survival scenarios. I will be stealing the memory of an elephant, as they have the greatest memory in the world and they are able to identify locations of watering holes they have not visited in years. Finally, the last ability I will steal is the axolotl's ability to regrow body parts. Axolots are able to regenerate lost body parts because they possess a unique ability known as neoteny. This gives them the ability to retain juvenile characteristics into adulthood, and part of this process involves their ability to regenerate lost body parts. It has been observed that axolots have the ability to regenerate their limbs, spinal cord, heart, lower jaw, and even certain organs. Scientists think that the axolot's ability to regenerate can be attributed to the activity of stem cells in the cells of their body. These stem cells create new tissues, which can then grow into missing or lost body parts. To conclude, the most overpowered human build by stealing abilities from animals include the jumping ability of a flea, Gecko grip on our feet and hands, wingspan and wrist mobility of a gibbon, taste buds from a catfish, eyes of an eagle, the hearing and echolocation ability of bats, the camouflage of a cuttlefish, the ability to generate electricity from eels, the aquatic pressure navigation of a salmon, the ability to regulate body temperature from mooses, the ability to generate vitamin C from elk, and the ability to go days without food or water from a camel, the memory of an elephant, and the ability to regenerate lost body parts from an axolot. If you can think of anything else that would be overpowered for humans to have, let me know in the comments. Please leave this video a like and subscribe for more animal awesomeness.